Manson, how are you?
I'm good, Hugh. How are you? You sound like you're having the time of your life over there.
Well, I'm excited to have you on the programme. That's why, Shirley. Now, I should tell everybody, there's about 10 seconds before we came on air. I went, oh, she's there. Can we do it now? Yes. So I should do the off-air ramble now on air, okay?
Okay.
So, hi Shirley, you'll be on air very shortly. Please don't swear because we're live on BBC Radio Wales. You'll be connected to the studio very shortly. All right, hang on, scramble.
All right, sounds good.
Hi Shirley, welcome to Radio Wales.
Hello, Hugh.
Thank you for joining us. And now, where in the world are you, Shirley?
I am in Los Angeles, California, USA.
Amazing. And how long have you lived there now, Shirley?
I have lived here since 2006.
Right, okay.
So I don't know how long.
Yeah. And I've
16 years.
Yeah. And you've seen so much change in that time. Tell me about the America that you moved to 16 years ago. Like, what was it like then when you first got to the States?
Well, when I first moved to the States, I was in a very different part of America. I was in what they call the Midwest. I was in a town called Madison in a state called Wisconsin. And it was a very, very, as I said, different place to where I am now, which is a sprawling metropolis. Wisconsin is a dairy state. It's known for its farming and its produce, and it was it's kind of like a culture shock, to be honest, because I'd come from quite an urban environment. You know, Edinburgh, Scotland is my home city, and that was quite a sort of urban experience. And then I got to the Midwest, and it was much more quiet than I was accustomed to.
And you were there because of your bandmates in this new band in Garbage, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they brought me there.
Yeah. And what was the move like to Los Angeles then? Was it something that you just had to do?
Yeah, I didn't want to move to Los Angeles, to be honest. I never was a big fan. I actually have fallen in love with the city since I moved here, but I only went because of work, really, because Butch was based here. And I needed to get out of Madison, Wisconsin. I couldn't really live there much longer. It was just quite different for me. So I needed to get to a bigger city that had more, I don't know, theatre and dance and drama and, you know, whatnot.
Wow. Is LA like the films, Shirley? Is it like La La Land, like we've seen?
There is a part of it that's like that. That's not the part that I live in. I mean, what's so great about Los Angeles is it really it's really cultural and multi-ethnic. And there's so many, I live 2 minutes away from the biggest Thai population outside of Thailand. There's little Ethiopia. There's a huge Mexican population, which of course I love. I'm obsessed with Mexico, it's an incredible city. It has its problems like anywhere else, but it's there's some parts of it that are really delightful and some parts of it that are, I mean, the showbiz side of it is kind of nauseating, but what can you do? You're in showbiz.
Yeah, you're in it. Is there a Scottish population, a large Scottish population in LA then?
I'm ashamed to say I don't know. I know there is a celebration every year that they have. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called the Scottish Parade, but it's just not quite my thing. Mm-hmm. So I've never really attended. But I do think, or maybe that's in New York. I don't think that's in LA. Actually, I'm whittering on and not making a whit of sense. But,
but it wasn't something that you felt that you needed. Yeah, you didn't need to kind of to make that connection. I know you have so much family and so much love for your home country, and you get back to Scotland quite often, do you?
I do. I try and get back as often as I can, although the cost of flights now are literally sending me into like a state of panic. But yeah, I try and get back as often as I can. My dad is still there. My big sister is still there. All my friends from school are still there. And I love being in the Scottish sort of vibe. It's a very specific, I mean, you're Welsh, you know what it's like. You come from a small place It has a very strong identity, which isn't the case for bigger countries, I think. But I think people identify more lightly, perhaps, with where they come from. But when you come from a small place, at least this is my view. I mean, everyone might not agree with me, but I feel like there's really strong tie and a really strong sense of who you are, which is both a blessing and a curse, of course.
Yeah, and try and explain it to people who aren't from where you're from, wherever it is you're from. It's almost impossible, isn't it? And I'm sure if they came to where you're from, they'd be like, oh, is this what you're on about? What's so special about this then? I mean, obviously there's the postcard element, and there's the, Wales and Scotland, we have the scenery, we have the warm welcome, we have incredible views, but it's not all about that, is it? It's about, it's about the weird little bits as well, isn't it? Which makes it home.
Well, yeah, I mean, at the risk of sounding like a cheese ball, I mean, it is a bit cheesy what I'm about to say, but I think it's true. It's sort of cliched because it's true, is that there is a strong sense of community in a smaller place where you come from. You still feel like you sort of belong somewhere. Living in Los Angeles, I've noticed, even not just me as a Scottish person in Los Angeles, but I notice my Los Angeles friends, they don't have this strong sense of community because they haven't grown up in one. So, it's just a different outlook to life, I think. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I suppose it's not something you can learn, is it, community? It's either you're part of one or it's hard to infiltrate sometimes. We've got so many songs from
it's like practice, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You got to do it. We've got so many songs from Anthology to play, Shirley. What should we play first? The choices are Milk, I Think I'm Paranoid, Queer and Comfortably Me, and Witness to Your Love.
Oh, that's like King Solomon kind of shit.
Apologies for strong language.
Is that? I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I do apologise if there was strong language. If you were offended by that.
To your listeners,
there won't be
I apologise humbly.
Yeah, there won't be any more.
Oh my God.
What should we play? Milk?
Let's play Witness to Your Love.
Witness to Your Love. This is the brand new song, and you can tell us all about it after we've heard it. This is Garbage on Radio Wales.
Remember much though I know we did like to show.
Garbage on Radio Wales, and Shirley Manson is with us live tonight. That was Witness to Your Love, and it's on Anthology, which is the new kind of greatest hits collection of Garbage's exceptional music. I tried to combine excellent with exceptional there, Shirley, because I'm excited that you're on. I'm so excited to have you on. Tell us about that new, well, it's new to us, but you have released it before, haven't you?
We released it on a charity compilation years ago, I think for Urban Outfitters, which was a free CD they'd give away to shoppers back in the day. And we just felt it was so sad that song never really got heard and that any of the fans could ever get their hands on it. So we thought we'd add it to this anthology because we were really proud of that song. You know, we feel like it's like, I mean, it's got about 1 billion hooks in it and just rockets along. And I wrote the lyrics of the song about a friend of mine, a dear friend of mine from Glasgow, who I grew up with, who lost her husband through a really strange viral infection. And he was, was really super healthy, then just mysteriously basically died in his sleep. And he left behind 5 children, and the youngest of which was my darling Lily Rose, who was 18 months old. Gosh. And the song is really about, for any of us who lose people, it feels like they've just been snatched by aliens. One minute they're there, the next minute they're not. And the song is just about that sort of like, yes, this person existed. They were real. And what happened between you all is, of consequence. And it's sort of a love song to my girlfriend and just to anyone who's lost someone. It's very hard to accept death. It's so complicated, So it's a dark song, but it's so uplifting. It's really joyous sounding, sort of strange.
And a joyous title as well, Witness to Your Love. That's for your friend, that love is from your friend. Is it that you're witnessing there?
Yeah, but it's really pretty much, it was also about, like my mum had died around the same time, and one of my best friends lost their 6-year-old son. Literally, I was going to funeral after funeral, all within a space of a few months. And so death was really on my mind. And so it's just like just for anyone, any of us who have lost someone, it's just that witnessing that somebody existed. What a wonderful
thing to do, to write about, and it's a great sounding track. It's as I mentioned, it's new to most of us from the anthology. What 3 decades of Garbage. It's a double album, this, on vinyl and CD, and on the streaming platforms. And was this kind of an overdue anthology for you, Shirley? Was this something that the band wanted to do?
No, not necessarily. We didn't necessarily. It was actually our record company was like, we want to put out, a collection of your songs, and how do you want to go about doing this? And at first we were a bit sort of like, I don't know, do we really need to do this? And then we just decided that for ourselves, for sort of selfish reasons, it would be quite cool to have a lot of our songs under the same umbrella. And a friend of ours who lives in Chile, in Santiago, she did all the artwork for it, and it looked magnificent. And then we started getting excited about it. And now we're really proud of it. I wish we could have put all the sort of singles on the vinyl, but vinyl's so difficult to manufacture currently. And if you miss a slot, then you're unable to get your vinyl manufactured. And we didn't do 3 vinyls because it was going to be too expensive for the fam, and blah, 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 blah. It's a nightmare, actually, trying to get something like this accomplished.
Yeah. Can't somebody like Elon Musk, who has billions, kind of just open a new vinyl pressing plant and solve all the bands in the world's problems?
Well, I would hope that they would, all the billionaires would solve all the bigger problems.
Oh, well, this is true. Yeah, there are a lot more.
Vinyl.
That's true. That's true. But it would only cost a couple of million, wouldn't it, to open a vinyl pressing plant? Surely somebody listening right now has a couple of spare million quid. Actually, you're right, Shirley. Give it to a better cause. Forget about the vinyl. But I understand.
Well, no, I love vinyl. See, you're twisting this. You're a clever little fella. I love vinyl, and
Yeah, no, we love the vinyl as well. I was looking at your artwork. Who did it? Because I love the cut and paste. It's almost pop art, isn't it? The Garbage Anthology cover for this best of.
No, it absolutely is. It's like a little collage that she did. Her name's Javi de Amor, and she's Chilean. And she and I met when I was down in Chile filming a documentary about the Pinochet disappeared a couple of years ago now. And we've just loved each other. And I asked her if she would do our album cover, and this is what she came up with, and we just really loved it. It sort of feels like how we think of making music, if that makes any sense.
Right, okay, yeah, interesting. I love the colours on it. Let's play another song from Anthology then, Shirley. What should we go for? You choose. Uncomfortably
Let's go for Milk this time.
Okay, let's do Milk. All right, here we go. It's Garbage on Radio Wales. Back with Shirley after this. Garbage with Milk, taken originally off their debut album from 1995. It's on their new anthology, and Shirley Manson is my guest tonight on the programme. And that version is the version with Tricky on vocals joining you there, Shirley.
It is. You know, I haven't heard that since we recorded that song, and I have to say it sounds so good. I know that sounds really arrogant, but I'm like, oh God, this sounds amazing. I'm obsessed with Tricky. Tricky's like, I love him. I love everything he does to this day. So I'm really chuffed that we got to do that duet with him. It was a big thrill at the time, and it remains that way for me now.
Yeah. And how do you go about putting together an anthology? I mean, do you as a band all have to sit around a big board table, like a meeting table with bottles of water and a flip board, like a whiteboard, and go, right, this goes here, and do you have to listen to every song from start to finish?
Oh God, no. I mean, to be fair, I usually do a lot of the set lists live. Like, that's just something I feel like I'm good at. Mm-hmm. And so the band tend to let me go, like, I think we should do this, this, and this, and this. And they'll either go no or yay. You know, it's all done by email really quickly. There's no pondering. We know our discography at this point. It's like pretty easy for us to go, yeah, let's put all this together and put this up and be moving on with our lives.
So this is like the definitive Garbage set list, I guess. Is it for you?
No, I wouldn't go that far. This is like the songs that generally are the most popular. I mean, one could call it the pop hits.
Yeah.
But there's lots of album tracks that I love and I'm really proud of that just didn't make it on here at all.
Sure. Yeah.
So there is no definitive list, is there?
No, of course. I mean, you have so many great songs. I read the press that came with the record, and it says it's testimony. This album is testimony to almost 3 decades of creative work together, our collective tenacity, and our terrifying ability as a group to withstand ritual humiliation on a regular basis. Can you explain that quote to me?
Okay, well, let me just explain what happened to us most recently, and maybe you'll get it, right? So We do this charity event in Los Angeles. This is what bands have to put up with. We do this charity event in Los Angeles. It's for suicide prevention, a great cause. We're very proud to be involved. And they coupled us on the set that night with a lot of very successful acts. For a random example, Halsey was there, Alanis Morissette was there, One Republic was there, blah, 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 and Weezer.
Okay.
And Garbage, right?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks before the show, they put up on their socials, whoever's organising the gig, who do you most want to see play this show? And so, of course, Halsey's at the top because she's the biggest pop star of the lineup. And then it goes all the way down in popularity to us. We are at the bottom of the list, right? And I just wonder, it's humiliating. It doesn't feel good, right? When you're at the bottom of the list of a popularity contest. Like, nobody wants to be the unpopular kid, that nobody picks for the soccer teams.
No.
It's depressing. Now, that is still, for me, a sting. Like, I don't like living through that kind of humiliation at all, but you have to. If you're in the public eye, if you're in a band that's successful, you get treated quite carelessly.
Yeah, because there's always somebody else, right? There's always another band and another artist, somebody who does what you do.
Let me give you another funny example in inverted commas. So the other thing that that springs to mind is I was in People magazine, and it was who wore this better, and they put 2 women side by side. There was me in a designer dress, and then next to me was Heidi Klum, supermodel, in the same dress.
Right.
Now, who do you think won that competition? Well, of course, Heidi Klum did. And there was old normal me looking like a weirdo.
Right, yeah.
And feeling like a complete loser. I think I got something like 3% of the vote. That's what I mean by being able to stomach ritual humiliation on a daily basis sometimes.
Yeah. And this is why, that's one of the reasons I love you on Instagram, on that social media network, is because you post brilliant pictures from your past, but also you talk about things that are important to you and your fans and your friends, about the complexities of modern life. And I guess these are thoughts and opinions that you've always had, Shirley, but now you can send them across the world with a flick of a thumb, right?
Yes, my thumb is getting a lot of exercise lately.
Do you enjoy it? Do you enjoy having that public eye, that platform, everybody looking at you, waiting for your next word? Or can you not think about it like that and you just have to do things naturally?
Well, again, when you get to my age and you've been around this long, I don't think anybody's waiting with bated breath on anything I have to say, which is a relief, I have to say, because when we were, at the height of our zeitgeist success, I felt very pressured and sort of freaked out by the attention we had sort of attracted. And now I feel like I'm really lucky. I get to make music, I get to release records, and I get to enjoy the process. It's much more, sorry, that's my dog going crazy. I just get to do what I love to do and I don't have to sweat it too much, and I do feel I've been around a long time in a business that normally gets rid of their female musicians pretty promptly. It's unusual for a woman musician to be around this long. I mean, there's of course, other examples. Mostly the people that I grew up listening to have managed to survive, but it's unusual still.
Mm-hmm. And which artists are you enjoying at the moment? If you were off on tour tomorrow, who would you ask to support you, Shirley?
Oh my God. I mean, there's so many. I think the person that I really currently am attracted to the most would be Jenny Beth out of the UK.
Oh yeah, from Savages.
From Savages. To me, she's everything. Like, she is an amazing rock star.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they come along very often. She's the real deal, and I find her kind of thrilling. But I love that Wet Leg record.
Yeah.
I love the new Beth Orton. I mean, there's so many records that I listen to and I love, and there's so much talent out there. It's kind of dizzying.
It really is. And what's next for Garbage? The anthology is out this week. Will you get to play live next year, maybe?
Yeah, we've been really lucky. We've worked for the last 2 years in North America, and we're putting together a tour for next year, which hopefully is going to be broader. Like, there's talk of us going to Latin America, to Mexico, again North America, Australia, and God willing, Europe. I mean, we haven't played in Europe for so long. It kind of breaks my heart, to be honest. And of course, I want to come back to the UK. That's my homeland, so there are plans. But it's difficult right now for musicians to really make the kind of plans we used to, because there's just so much competition for venues.
Right.
So it makes everything a bit more complicated. And then once you've got your venues secured, then you have to secure a bus. And that has proven to be really complicated.
I've heard that the tour buses are quite hard to get these days. So a vinyl pressing plant, a tour bus company, and venues. If somebody could sort all of those out for the bands of the future, that would be great.
Yeah, but then all the costs of touring have tripled in the last year. So, I mean, it really is. I mean, I'm sounding kind of rather sort of throwaway about this, but it is quite serious. Like, what young musicians... I'm not talking about people like me. Like, I'll be fine. Like, I can look after myself. But young musicians are in a very precarious spot, and it kind of breaks my heart, I have to say.
Yeah, no, of course. We appreciate your time tonight, and we wish you all the best with whatever Garbage get up to next year. Congratulations on this anthology, a reminder of the incredible back catalogue that you have created and continue to create as well. There's a lot of great new tracks on this album. We've got 3 choices that we can pick from. Which one should we play now, Shirley, to finish? It's I Think I'm Paranoid, Queer, or Uncomfortably Me.
Oh, Uncomfortably Me. You have to go for a new one.
Yes, of course. We'll do that. Shirley Manson, thank you so much for being on with me tonight. Good night.
Thank you, Hugh Stevens. You know I love you. Thank you so much for your time.
Lovely to talk to you again. Bye, bye, bye.
All right. Take care.